everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a video about my experience on Entyvio for the last year because I just recently realized that it's been a year since I started Entyvio. Exactly. I had my first infusion in February of 2020 and I kind of just wanted to reflect on my overall experience with the medication. Obviously everybody's experience with Entyvio and just any medication in general is different, but I just wanted to share my experience in case it could help somebody kind of maybe know what to expect. And if you're on Entyvio already, then maybe this can give you a little hope for the future. So if you saw my last video, you know that I had a colonoscopy in December, so just a couple months ago, to see how the Entyvio was working, and I'm now in remission. I have had ulcerative colitis since 2014, and I've had 5 colonoscopies, and up until this last one, there was always some active colitis going on, so this is the first medication that I've been on that has put me in remission. So obviously, I have very positive thoughts towards Entyvio, and my experience overall has been very positive, but I just wanted to kind of document some small things like just my overall experience getting the infusion and what it's like at the infusion center, side effects, things like that. So where I get my infusion at is, it's actually at my doctor's office. They have several locations in my area, so it's not the one that I go to for my regular appointments, but at this specific location they do have an infusion suite, so I don't go to like a hospital or anything like that. It's just a room at my doctor's office, and it's very comfortable. I like it a lot. I'll kind of insert some clips here from my last experience, but it's just a room that has a bunch of comfy chairs and, you know, snacks and drinks and things like that. There's usually 1 or 2 other patients in the room with me, but each chair is separated by curtains, so you still kind of have some privacy there. And yeah, it's just very comfortable. There's been a lot of times where I've almost fallen asleep during my infusion just because I'm just chilling, I'm in a comfy environment, and it's very painless. You know, other than the initial prick you get when the nurse puts the IV in, like, it's a completely painless thing, and I just get to sit there and do work or watch videos on my phone or talk to my friends or something. So overall, yeah, it's just a very positive and comfortable experience for me.
Getting infused. I can't bend my arm that much because of the IV, but hello. Just chilling.
As far as side effects go, there really isn't anything major. I would say the biggest thing is feeling very, very fatigued, like way more than the average fatigue that I have on a daily basis. Immediately after my infusion, and then as well as the couple of days after, and I'll just kind of insert some clips here of my experience with that at my last infusion.
I'm driving back from my infusion now, and I'm already like so drained. Like midway through my infusion, I'm just like ready to take a nap, and I'm sure part of that is because I already have some degree of fatigue anyway, and just sitting in like a comfy chair makes me tired. But it is known that infusions, not even just Entyvio, I think like Remission and maybe others as well, definitely knock you out for the rest of the day and can kind of make you extra fatigued the following couple of days afterwards. So I've been definitely experiencing that right now, but feeling good otherwise. I will say I do like my infusion days just because it allows me to get out of the house and do something and see other humans, because I do work from home. And then after my infusions, I always stop off at Dunkin' or Starbucks and get a latte or coffee or something of that sort. I feel like I do that after any kind of like, I don't know, like medical thing I have to do, just because I'm already out and about, and I feel like I should treat myself after having to get an infusion and blood work and all of that. So I do unfortunately have to get decaf most of the time, just because caffeine irritates my bladder a lot, so it definitely is not gonna wake me up. I just get it because it tastes good, so don't judge me, but I'm gonna go do that and then try to work a little bit more and just kind of take it easy for the rest of the day.
Okay, it is the next day after my infusion, and following up from yesterday, post-infusion fatigue is very real. Like, I have fatigue every single day, and I have for years. Just chronic illness in general will do that, but this is like next level. Like, I feel like a zombie. I have brain fog, and I almost feel like just depressed and just like bleh, like just doing like anything is hard. Like, it even hurts my body to talk right now. But that's just how it is a lot of the time. I'm part of one or two Entyvio groups on Facebook, and I can't tell you the amount of posts I've seen from people talking about fatigue after receiving an infusion. So it is a very normal thing, but I mean, ultimately, in the grand scheme of things, I'm very grateful for this medication. I mean, there's obviously a lot worse side effects that could happen, like with Humira. I was getting sick all the time, and it was just awful. So I'll gladly take, a day or two of heightened fatigue and be able to be in remission. Like that's a pretty fair trade-off. So, yeah, I'm just trying to function today. Luckily, my job is remote, so I can wear this. I don't really have to get ready to go anywhere, so I'm just working and taking things easy. But yeah, fatigue is definitely a thing after infusions, but as I said, ultimately it put me in remission, and if this is the worst side effect, then I'll take it. So just trying to maintain a positive attitude, but yeah, that's how things are going right now. Just trying to get through this day. Yeah, tomorrow and the rest of this week will be better. And then really the only other thing that I can think of is occasionally you're just having some like nausea and headaches here and there. Obviously, like, those are side effects of other medications as well, so headaches can be completely random, and I don't know if I can fully attribute it to the Entyvio every time I have a headache or every time I have some nausea, but usually I do have a little bit of that right after my infusion, so I can at least attribute those side effects that I experience immediately afterwards to the Entyvio. Okay, it is 2 days after my infusion, and I still kind of feel like I did yesterday, just really intense fatigue, like in a zombie-like state. I've just been like really tired and drained all day, and I have a bit of a headache today, which is pretty normal. I know that that's one of the side effects of Entyvio, and I get headaches from time to time, but it's honestly not very often. Like with my Humira, for example, I started to get really bad headaches consistently, like several days a week, and they were like crippling, like to where I could barely do anything. Whereas with the Entyvio, I occasionally have some mild to moderate headaches, but it's pretty irregular and nowhere near as bad as a Humira. But yeah, just kind of wanted to document just some more side effects, but really those are the main things. Just feeling very drained and fatigued, like a lot more than usual right after my infusion, as opposed to just like the usual level of fatigue I have on a daily basis, and then having headaches here and there. But like I said, just comparing it to Humira, just because that's the only biologic I've been on, the side effects of Entyvio are way less intense and a lot more manageable. So very happy about that, but luckily today is just another chill day. Obviously still working from home, don't really have any plans, so I'm just taking it easy, and I'm very grateful for that. So I'm in a better headspace, I would say, than I was yesterday, just because sometimes after my infusion I feel so physically bad that I don't want to say I feel depressed, but I just overall like sometimes just don't feel great and maybe my mood isn't always the best. Whereas today I'm just like, okay, I'm fatigued, but I'm just gonna watch some Netflix and hang out, and I don't know, I'm just kind of in better spirits overall. So yeah, that's my Entyvio update, and hopefully, yeah, I can just chill for the rest of the day and take things easy. Those are really the main side effects that I experience. I will say there seems to be less side effects on the Entyvio than with the Humira. Again, if you're not aware of this, I was on Humira for several years before the Entyvio and it stopped working. But I was getting sick on Humira a lot. I know it kind of, Entyvio is more centered specifically towards your GI tract, whereas Humira kind of affects your whole body. So there can be more side effects there, and I've definitely noticed that. So if you are transitioning from Humira to Entyvio, I would imagine that there's a bigger chance that you would experience less side effects for that reason, but again, everybody's experience is different. So yeah, that's just kind of an overview of my experience on Entyvio for the last year. Obviously, hoping and praying that it continues to work. I really haven't had any UC symptoms. I mean, occasionally like I'll have some pain, but I also have IBS and a bladder condition, so pain in that area could obviously be related to that. But my colon is completely clear from my colonoscopy, no inflammation, no ulcers, it looks completely normal. So again, I would imagine anything I'm experiencing is probably just medication side effects, IBS, my bladder condition, etc. So unfortunately, I do have other chronic illnesses that I'm dealing with, but I'm extremely grateful that I don't have to deal with UC symptoms on top of it all, because honestly, I don't know how I would function. So I hope this video was helpful for some of you, and if any of you can relate to any of this or have any questions, feel free to comment below. I will also have my Instagram linked in the description in case you're interested in following me there for health updates, and I would just love to be able to connect with as many people as possible. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.